Rakataya Hawashah, Rakataya Hawa, Rakataya Hawashah, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashah, Ba'ashem Raha Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. This is your brother Yakar Abin from Great Millstone, Houston. You know, I know there's a big thing going on in I guess with the banning of certain foods, but let's get into it. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 10. It says, "And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the sixth part of a hin. From time to time shalt thou drink, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of a man in their sight. And the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." And the word Lord is Yahweh, which means he is, and his son's name is Yahushua, which means he is the deliverer. But here in the land of our captivity, you know, we've been eating defiled bread. I mean, let's go ahead and play this small clip.
The FDA's ban on red dye number 3. It has been more than 30 years since scientists linked this dye to news, folks. Public health experts calling the FDA's ban on red dye number 3 in our food long overdue. It has been more than 30 years since scientists linked this dye to cancer in animals. At that point, Europe got rid of a lot of these dyes, but we didn't. Joining me now, Callie Means, a name that you will hear a lot of in the future as we talk about Make America Healthy Again. He's the co-founder of True Med, along with his sister, who was a surgeon in California. He's an informal advisor to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
So what would the devil do? You know, who in the world would think to do these things to food? You know, so we all know who the devil is. You know, Esau Edom and his shenanigans. But listen to this.
Seen that with a number of things in different parts of the policy. So who has protected these dyes? I mean, you know, is it lobbyists keeping this stuff in our food because they make money off of it? What can you tell us about that quickly?
The food system is weaponized by design. Few know this, but in the 1990s, 40% of the U.S. food supply was owned by the cigarette industry, by Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds. They were the two largest food companies. They rigged the food pyramid. Even to this day, 19 out of the 20 USDA nutrition advisors are paid for by the food and pharma companies. And they produce bogus studies that say these food dyes, which are made from crude oil, which are phased out of every other country in the world, are healthy because their marketing survey says that the neon colors make kids want to buy it.
Crude oil in our food. I just want to go back. Crude oil in our candy.
Let's get that real quick. Slovakia. This is Job chapter 13 and verse 4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value." And that's Esau Edom. You know, he's a forger of lies and a physician of no value. You can hear him. You know, he's calling them out. Their tongues are falling on themselves.
Says that the neon colors make kids want to buy it.
Crude oil in our food. I just want to go back. Crude oil in our candy.
These food colorings are literally crude oil. That is what it should say on the box. We have chemicals like atrazine, which change testosterone to estrogen for our boys. We have 10,000 chemicals, Martha, that are being phased out of every other country. We have self-policing. We have a system designed, again, by the cigarette industry and scientists trying to make our food addictive. They've bought off our institutions. And this is not a free market. That's what Bobby Kennedy and President Trump have said. They're going to do two things. We're going to get to the truth. We're going to get unbiased nutrition guidelines so parents can have the right information, make informed decisions. And we're going to get conflicts of interest out of our science. The FDA, 75% funded by pharma, and they make our food decisions. Yeah. We can fix this very, very quickly.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be some things that happen this way, and then other things that just happen by awareness. And I know you all talk about just read the ingredients. You know, if there's 17 ingredients and you can't pronounce 12 of them, you probably should just put it back on the shelf, right?
100%. I want to make this point really clear. There's a slanderous lie being propagated by the medical system that profits from people being sick, that Americans are lazy, that we want to be unhealthy, that we want to eat toxic food, that we want to poison our kids, that we're too lazy and suicidal not to have epidemic rates of diabetes and obesity. We live 7 years less than Italians. And I can tell you from seeing Americans across the country, we're not lazier than Italians. We have bad incentives, corporate capture, and that is what President Trump and Bobby Kennedy are going to fix very quickly.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're doing, and thank you so much for talking to us. It's just the very beginning of something that I know you say can happen.
Yeah, look at this bullshit. But I was looking into this. This is a red dye number 40 is a synthetic food dye commonly in dairy products, sweets, and beverages. For most people, it is safe to consume and poses no health risk, but some may be allergic to it. Okay, yeah, right. So, I mean, you know, they got all of this stuff all online, and it's all lies and you know, just lies. This is the truth about red food dye made from bugs. When you purchase through links on the site, you may Salakia. Let's get this. It says Starbucks will stop using a red food dye made from bugs. Its president recently wrote in a blog post, despite the attention Starbucks has received for using the insect-based dye in some of its products, the coffee purveyor is far from the only user of this additive. Anything you see in ingredients list that includes carmine, cochineal extract, or red or natural red 4, you can be sure there's a little powdered bug therein. The idea that any business would try to feed insects to a largely bug-averse populace may seem remarkable, but consider the alternatives. If it doesn't come from a bug, it may come from something worse. So this is the things that Esau Edom has put in the food supply. I mean, and he's poisoning his own people. I mean, this dude has to be taken out of the way. This guy has to be taken out of the way. It says cochineal extract is extracted from the cochineal, specifically the female, a species of insects that belongs to the order entomologists, referred to as true bugs. Don't trust any account that calls this bug a beetle. It is not. When Europeans descended on South America in the 1500s, they discovered that the Aztecs were producing vibrant cochineal dyed fabrics that retained their color for an incredibly long time. Soon, dried cochineal became a major trade good. Today, cochineals are harvested mainly in Peru and the Canary Islands on plantations of prickly pear cacti, the bug's preferred host. There, the insects are sun-dried, crushed, and dunked in an acid alcohol solution to produce carminic acid, the pigment that eventually becomes carmine, or cochineal extract. And depending on the process, about 70,000 insects are needed to produce a pound of the dye. Until 2009, cochineal was one of many dyes that fell under the umbrella term of natural color on ingredients list. But because cochineal provokes severe allergic reactions in some people, the Food and Drug Administration requires carmine or cochineal extract to be explicitly identified in the ingredients list. So I mean, but Esau Edom is the devil. I mean, he's the devil. He's got, dye that's made out of petroleum, dye that's made out of parasitic bugs. I mean, this dude is just the devil, and he has to be taken out of the way. With that being said, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. And brothers, please read the ingredients. Read the ingredients on the things that you eat, because, I mean, you are what you eat, and Esau is trying to kill us. So, that being said, I'd like to say shalom.